Taking a look at Smooth Love Potion on the daily, you can see the downtrend is still at play. We're still setting lower highs and lower lows, so we still have to treat this as if we're going to set another low. Now, whether this happens relatively soon or we have another move up before we see another move down, we are still in a downtrend, so we have to expect this at some point. We're only in a downtrend until we start breaking some of these previous highs here, as well as this red trend line. So really, we need to see something like this and test these previous highs as support, so that we can start a new confirmed uptrend. So with that being said, we'll zoom in here a little bit and take a look at the Ichimoku cloud and the EMA ribbon here. And you can actually see the Ichimoku cloud is relatively far away from the price action, as well as being relatively thin, so I'm not too concerned about it at this moment. What is concerning though is the EMA ribbon here. I actually mentioned in my video on Spell, if it does something like this, where we have a relatively slow move to the upside, that'll give time for the EMA ribbon to catch up with the price action and ultimately push it lower. But if we see something like this where we have a pretty strong move to the upside, probably something mirroring these red candles here, so relatively large green candles, we could very well see a move to this red box of resistance before we have that rejection. If we take a look at the 4-hourly here, you can see the price has been interacting with the EMA ribbon quite a bit, so we could very well break through it this time. But we do have this Ichimoku cloud of resistance here, and the price could really fall anywhere within this cloud before we see a rejection. Again, supporting the idea that if we do move through this range relatively slowly, that our top could be at a much lower price than if we move through it relatively quickly. The hourly is looking a little bit better here. We have broken through the Ichimoku cloud, and we are using the EMA ribbon as support while it's green, which is a good sign, but we really haven't had much of a strong move out of here. So this really needs to make a decision relatively soon, whether we're going to find a move up here, or else we could tag this 200 EMA and fall further down. But really at this point, we have broken most of our indicators to the upside on the hourly, which is a good sign. So really our only hurdle is the 200 EMA. So we could do something like this, where we test it a bunch of times and then break it to the upside. Not much has changed on the SLP issuance here. The gap between the burn versus mint rate is still pretty large. The only thing that's different here really is that both the burn and mint rate are going down. But the insanely large gap is still there. So to sum things up here, if we do find a very slow move to the upside, that'll give the EMA ribbon enough time to catch up with the price action. And since we usually never break this the first time to the upside or downside, we'll likely find a rejection off of it. Now, whether that rejection sends us below the 1618 here, or we do bottom at the 1618 before finding a move up, we'll really just have to see what happens. But the area to look out for is this one level, which is sitting at this previous low, and the price of this is sitting around 0087. Now, if we do manage to find the inverse of some of these red candles back here, where we have some relatively large green candles to the upside, it could very well wick all the way to the red box of resistance here before finding that move down. The red box of resistance is sitting anywhere between 1.5 cents and 1.7 cents. And if we do break the 1618 to the downside here, our next stop is likely going to be in the area of the 2618. And this is considering that there is no previous price history down here, so really this could go anywhere. But usually you can expect to move to around one of these levels when we do have a drop. You can see we didn't quite hit the 1618 here, but it was within this zone more so than the one level here. So if we do break this to the downside, expect a move all the way down to 00072. So this is all I have for Smooth Love Potion today. If you enjoyed this video, go hit the like button. If you haven't subscribed already, go ahead and do so, as I try to post content daily. As always, this is not financial advice, and I'll see you in the next one.